Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajua and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. I have 11 fragrances in this video, 11 amazingly beautiful fragrances that I've smelled lately. You know, there are so many fragrances that I collect that I love and adore, but these in recent times have blown me away. Some are fairly new, others I've had for a while, but I found a need to retrace the fact that they are good. You know, you can test them out. You can actually blind a lot of these ones blindly. I love them. I don't want to gatekeep anything, and that is why I want to introduce and retrace the fact that some of these are really good fragrances you need to try. So let me start off with a fragrance from Orientica. This is called Desert Dusk. With my arrangements behind me, I display my newer fragrances and older fragrances, and I've had a couple of people asking me to speak about Desert Dusk, and I felt like this is the appropriate video for me to feature Desert Dusk in because it's a very beautiful, damn good fragrance. So the notes for this one includes the flame. There is powdery notes and white flowers at the top. In the middle, we have musk, we have coconut milk, and then at the base, there's another layer of musk, moss, and then amber. This is going to be the one that you want to reach out for when you are sort of tired of your normal everyday beast mode, gourmand, vanilles, the normal usual suspects. If you want something that is more intimate, that is more personal, that you are wearing for you, this is one of those fragrances you want to reach out for. So apparently it is inspired by, according to some words I have heard, from Fragrantica, it is inspired by another 13, and that gives off a very soft, fresh, clean musk, vibe. But I love the fact that this one has a note of coconut. I've come across a lot of musky fragrances that are just the typical musk, and florals, but this one has that creamy coconut milk feel, giving it a bit of a lactonic gourmand vibe, but still very fresh and clean and musky and intimate and gentle and cuddly, cozy and warm and like a hug in the bottle. It feels like a warm, motherly, soft, gentle hug. This is so beautiful. This is musk, but a very clean, non-animalic musk. I love this one. It is simple and elegant. You can even wear it out, It is not beast mode. It is not loud. It is that deviation you want from your everyday beast mode, sweet, girly, floral, gourmands. If you are tired of that and you want something quite special, but also intimate and simple and refreshing and tranquil, that gives you that tranquility, that, balsamic, calming feel. It is going to be Desert Dusk. It's very beautiful. It is a sweet, slightly creamy, musky, woody feel. It is woody, but not a very intense, masculine, woody one. No, it is a very unisex feel, in my opinion. I think it's a very perfect unisex fragrance, in my opinion. And the smell is amazing. It is nothing harsh and, abrasive. The mask is clean and fresh and, light and airy. It's just a beautiful overall, scent, and I'll highly recommend that you check this one out. Desert Dusk from Orientica. I'm also going to go with Proud Mary, of course. Proud Mary from C Chronicles, our sister here, is one of those fragrances I've smelled in a while that smells super luxurious. This is going to be your pineapple, with some apple and some, vanilla and a hint of wood, just slightly hint of wood. If you are looking for that, simple but elegant pineapple, but it's not going to give you that realistic, super in your face pineapple. It's a light sort of pineapple blossom. It gives me that sort of pineapple blossom, like a touch, like a very soft, gentle pineapple touch with that crisp apple, and then the vanillas come through with the other beautiful notes there. The woods are soft and gentle. This is such a very beautiful deviation from the everyday super strong, super beast mode. I'm here, look at me. This one is very welcoming, very tranquil, very lightweight, but it also gives you that presence. It's a very beautiful scent. As a matter of fact, I promised I was going to bring some to Ghana to my store. I Smell Good. Unfortunately, that arrangement couldn't come through. So I had very few pieces, very few pieces I was able to bring to Ghana. And unfortunately, at this point, it is left with just one, it's just left with one in my store. So yeah, it's a very beautiful scent, something, and it's 120 ml too. 120 ml. And I also have a discount code with this particular, fragrance, Proud Mary. I have a discount code Ajua 15. I'll put it on the screen as well as in my description. Ajua 15 for anybody who wants to buy off the Macedon perfume website. Just use my discount code Ajua 15 and you're going to get 10% off, your purchases. I'm yet to see anybody who will not like this fragrance. It's very mass appealing, very elegant and sophisticated. And this is Proud Mary. And it's actually one of the best things I've smelled lately. It's coming from my sister, and I'm not just exaggerating because I'm sort of promoting the fragrance. No, aside the fact that I really want to support my sister and promote the fragrance, this is honestly a very beautiful, fragrance. I promote fragrances for people who I barely know and have no relationship with, so why not? I'm not going to have any long talk about this, to be a salesperson, because this is actually a good fragrance and I would like for everybody to have a bottle or two. And this is Proud Mary from C Chronicles and Macedon Perfumes. Of course, I have to add Bahia Garnet to it from Arabiyat. This is so good. This is your Summer Hammer. Apparently, it's inspired by Summer Hammer from Lorenzi Paligalia, that fancy name that I have no idea how it smells. But this is so good of a tropical scent. Consider it as your luxurious cherry scent. It has the note of cherry and some mango, and some mandarin. But what I pick for the most part is going to be the cherry and the mango and some woods and beautiful, very beautiful. This is so thick and sexy and long lasting. It gives you a tropical vibe, but consider it as your ninth time sexy vibe, vava voom in your space. I am loud and I'm bold and I'm beautiful, sort of, fragrance. I love this one. The cherry is sweet and jammy. The mango is also sort of ripe. Again, the vanilla, a very thick undertone of vanilla and some wood. It was one of the very few fragrances I took to my trip to Dubai recently. I couldn't just go without it, I remember wearing this one with I layered it with something, and then Paulina Shah was like, "You smell so good," she complimented me whilst I was wearing this one. Actually, it smells amazing, it smells bold, it smells elegant, ultra sexy in my opinion, and everybody needs to have their nose on this Bahia Garnet from Arabiat. Similarly, one that I have been drumming on this channel has to be Gracia Rosa, Dom Rosa. Beautiful scent. It's supposed to be that champagne, note with the woods, and the grapefruit. But I get a wineish, a red wine feel. After it's sitting for a while, I'm getting the champagne vibe, but I also get this aged wine, red wine, specifically in oak, barrel sort of feel. It is woody, it is a little aromatic, it's a little sexy, a little tart. There is this tart, zingy feel I'm getting from that grapefruit and champagne. I believe, that feel, the composition is amazing, it is sexy, it is grown, and it has some heavy red roses too. It is not your juvenile everyday scent. I wouldn't consider this one as a jeans and t-shirt sort of scent at all. It feels much more dressed up, much more grown, much more sultry, much more sexy. Yeah, that is how it feels. And to me, it's one of the best fragrances I have smelled lately. Grecia Rosa from French Avenue. The blend is amazing, amazing. I've started sitting for about a month now. Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. This is your rose. If you want something like a rose heavy, champagne, red wine, boozy, sultry, sexy, it has to be Gracia Rosa from French Avenue. This is amazing. So lately, I got some few things from Paris Corner. These two, Miel Obscura and then Miel Vanilla. These are actually very good fragrances. Their blends are amazing. The blends are actually very amazing. If you want something like a heavy honey scent, it's going to be these two. These are heavy honey scents, but this is the most dominant when it comes to the note of honey. It has honey, it has caramel, it has some wood. You're getting a very beautiful, super realistic, clean, non-animalic honey with the florals and that caramel sweetness. This is so beautiful, so sweet, so addictive, very addictive, and seductive at the same time. And I find it's like, there's something that gives it like a smooth, buttery quality. There's something that is very smooth and buttery sort of quality about this Miel Obscura that I love. It is so good. If you want a realistic, clean, beautiful, thick, honey floral scent, it's going to be Miel Obscura from Paris Corner. This is so good. I'm also going to add Miel Vanille. This is going to be their take, or Paris Corner's take on that vanilla powder DNA, but make it much more smoother and replace the caramel with honey. Replace the caramel in that DNA with honey and make it a little more smoother. It couldn't be any better than this. Honestly, it's one of the best interpretation, or I wouldn't even say it is 100%, vanilla powder. I feel like it could be, it's in the same family, but that honey makes it much more smoother, much more resonant, much more thicker, a little different. The sweetness level is not, it's not a very cloying, super sweet, overly sweet, fragrance at all. Vanilla, honey, woody, milky, slightly lactonic sort of feel. Coconut, it has that sort of baked coconut sort of feel. This is so good, and I would like for everybody to try this one. At least, if you don't want to even buy it, try to have your nose on it in store or something and make an informed decision for yourself. And these are Miel Obscura and then Miel Vanilla from Paris Corner, or Vanille from Paris Corner. Very beautiful scent. Another one that I couldn't have done this video without has to be one of my latest obsessions. Latest obsessions. It's called Saja from Junaid Saja. This is so beautiful, super unisex in my opinion. It's marketed as a masculine scent, but this is one of the sexiest you can find on a woman. I love and adore this scent. It's your leather, a hint of smoke, a bit of sweetness, some woods. It has the note, I believe it has the note of oud, but I barely detect any oud. I rather get like some heavy, smooth, beautiful woods and the sweetness and the leather. Everything, comes together with a hint of undertone of this smoky thing. It doesn't have anything baccaw smoke as a note, but I get a baccawish, smoky sort of undertone. It's so elegant. It is not your typical jeans and t-shirt. It's more of a dressed up. I am bold and confident and I'm beautiful. And, I am rich and elegant and just out there. It has this very commanding sort of, feel. Very bold and confident and commanding feel. And this is Saja from Junaid. This is one that you need to give it a try. You actually need to give it a try. If you want something that is going to be a little out there, a little different from your fruity floral, femme fatale. It's femme fatale, but not your soft and gentle. No, it's more like a femme fatale, sexy sort of feel. And this is Saja from Junaid. So let's move on to one here on the gourmand side of things. It has to be Tiramisu s'mores from Zimaya. This is actually good, one of my favorite gourmands lately. If you love tiramisu speculoos from Paris Corner, if you love that, and you also love marshmallow blush from Paris Corner, if you love those two fragrances, consider it as a two-in-one. Those two elements were borrowed with an additional coffee touch. Just imagine a true beautiful gourmand with that biscuity feel. It also has that biscuity feel, that biscoff sort of feel with that tiramisu speculoos and marshmallow and strawberry creaminess. Beautiful. The coffee feels like a slight touch. Gets a touch of the coffee, but it's still very present and it's very beautiful, milky, a little lactonic, but not your heavy, annoying milk. It feels fluffy and decadent and beautiful and fluffy. It feels so good. I can't compare it to one particular scent. That is why I could go with marshmallow blush and tiramisu speculoos, but it is even much more than those two fragrances in one bottle. And this is tiramisu s'mores from Zimaya. I love this one. On a more comforting sort of feel, I would like to go with this Mehwish from Paris Corner. This is like a very cozy, cuddly feel. I love this one. It gives me more. It can be dressed up, but it gives me that sort of very comforting, milky pistachio almond. I love how realistic the almond is in this one. It's a heavy almond and milk scent, with the note of honey. I think I'm loving the note of honey lately. This one has a very beautiful, sweet, creamy, clean honey and the milk and the pistachio and almond. The almond feels very realistic and sweet. There's something, I think the honey gives it that sweetness, very sweet, beautiful honey, almond, take It's supposedly inspired by baklava royale, which I have no idea how it smells, but this is so good. This is one of the best things I've smelled. It's quite simple, but very beautiful and soft and gentle and cuddly and cozy. And it gives me romance, romantic and beautiful and feminine, ultra feminine. I think I enjoy this one more on myself than on a man. So this one gives me more of a feminine. I'm soft and gentle and pink. I want a hug. I need a hug. Sort of feel it is Mehwish from Paris Corner. This one is so good. I'm also going to go with one here. This is going to be the first time I'm actually speaking about Aiman from Rasasi. Aiman from Rasasi. They have a line called Aliza. There's a line from Rasasi known as Aliza. I have no idea why it's not out there because trust me, I've tried several of the Aliza line and they are among the best. I think when it comes to Rasasi, we know of the houses. Trust me, the Aliza line is going to be one of the best things you have smelled in a while. This is so beautiful. It's known as a man, and this is like your creamy pineapple, mango, milky, vanilla heavy smoothie. Think about it in the form of a smoothie, not a typical fruity scent. It's like a smoothie. It has that consistency, character, like texture wise, it feels like a thick thick, smooth smoothie. Just imagine blending some pineapples with some, not banana, but some pineapples with some coconut and some mango together and adding some milk, and some vanilla extract. It feels like a very thick, beautiful, realistic smoothie, something that you just want to scoop and eat. This is so beautiful. It smells nothing, absolutely nothing like a lot of the fragrances I have come across. It doesn't smell like my regular everyday fruity scent. This is so much more. It feels heavy, it feels so heavy, but also very clean and beautiful and thick. It feels thick but not syrupy. It feels like a smoothie. The consistency of a smoothie. That is how I sort of perceive this one. And it's so different from several other fruity scents I have owned in the past. And this is called Aliza, a man from Rasasi. Please, this is one that you need to check out. It comes in 80 mls. All the Alicia lines I have noticed come in 80 mls, but this is one of the best from the line that I have come across, and I would highly recommend that you check it out. I'll put everything in the description for you to know the names. Then you can search them. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk about is one that I've had for a while, but after testing the original one, I got to know how good of a fragrance this dupe or inspired by is actually in comparison to the original one. The original one is super amazing, but it's dupe from Valore. Valore, vanilla floral is such a beautiful, slightly spiced, vanilla scent. This is so good. I love the scent profile. It's so light and airy, but also deep at the same time. It's amazing depth. The spices are quite intense. The vanilla is beautiful. It doesn't give you a typical gourmand vanilla, but it's a very polished, spicy, woody vanilla. And I love this one. And this is vanilla floral from Valore or Valere. Amazing stuff here. Amazing. Like these 11 fragrances, I could have gone beyond 11. I didn't just want to make the video that long, but these are beautiful compositions. The blends are amazing. Projection, longevity, complement factors. You are guaranteed to get it from a lot of these fragrances. And that is going to be my damn good fragrances for today. And I hope this video found you also. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. And I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.